let me tell you how Maxwell was able to get his study visa approved after 2 painful refusals. I met Samuel about 6 months ago, and at that time he was very sad because he felt that there was no way he was going to get to Canada. I listened to him and I gave him these steps to do. Number 1, order your GCMS notes. The GCMS notes will actually tell you in detail why you were refused your study visa, so that the next time you're applying, you would know what to change or what to adjust in your new application. Maxwell did not know what a GCMS note is, but thank God he came across me. We ordered his GCMS notes, and based on his GCMS notes, I told him to make these changes in his new approval. I showed how the program he was going to do in Canada would help his career in the short, medium, and the long term. This was something he hadn't done in his previous applications. Number 2, I explained how his uncle was his uncle. His uncle, who was the sponsor of his studies, was his mother's brother. But in his previous applications, Maxwell hadn't even bothered to explain or draw a family tree to show how his uncle was his uncle. I had him get some documents from his parents as well as from his uncle to prove the relationship to his uncle, and that took care of the part of not proving relationship to his sponsor. Number 3, even though there was money in his account that had been transferred to him by his sponsor, there was no explanation as to the source of the funds. So in this new application, I explained the source of his funds and showed documents to show that his uncle was a businessman, including invoices to prove that his uncle was actually a businessman and that the monies that were sent to Maxwell came from that business that his uncle was doing. Even though Maxwell was still scared, I was very optimistic about the documents that we were submitting this time, and I told him that by God's grace, his visa would be approved. 2 months later, we got an update from RCC, and when we checked, lo and behold, Maxwell's visa had been approved. His joy knew no bounds, as well as mine. I believe that making those changes that we made with the new application was the key, the critical key that turned things around for him. Maxwell is just one of many people that I have helped to get their study visas approved. Some of them have guided them, but each one of them I explained in detail what they needed to do to get their study visas approved, and it has been success all the way. If you would like to get access to the same system that I've been using to helping these people with their study visas, go ahead and click the link in my bio and you will have access to watch that video workshop where I explain this system in detail. If you would like to book a 60-minute consultation call with me, where we'll build a personalized strategy for you to relocate to Canada, also check the link in my bio for how you can book that. Don't forget that it's never over until you say it's over. I'm wishing you the best, and I'll talk to you in the next one.